Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me. And this is called Archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna conscious movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. Thus, but if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra rounds in his beads, he is surely the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the sixth chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. We'll recite together Mangalacharanam prayer. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिता श्री विशाखावतांश हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णापेष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वत देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चातदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. In the beginning, we discussed about question and answer, right? And we also discussed Canto 1, Chapter 2, that shloka. So in Prabhupada Leelamritam in London, Prabhupada was preaching and he was at outskirts. Tettenhurst was the place, very far away. So not many people were coming, like they were only the residents. So one of the Beatles had given them this place. So Prabhupada mentions there are no outsiders coming. That means and then it was very beautifully written. If outsiders don't come to Prabhupada, Prabhupada will go outside to preach them. So there was a very nicely it was arranged one lecture of Prabhupada. Prabhupada spoke only for 15 minutes. And there was full question and answer session, and so nicely people are asking questions. So questions have their own importance, and Prabhupada knew it, so he gave a lot of time for question and answers. So today also we'll have discussions, question answer. Let's make it interactive. Please be here. If your mind is going outside, what Krishna says, Bandhuratma manastasya in chapter 6. Yena atma atmanajita. Our mind is our friend if we just bring him back. Here. Just be in the class. Myself, I am telling to myself also while speaking, while singing something else. No, we have to be here. This is a big austerity in Kali Yuga, right? Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya praduta. Yeah, we are very lazy and unfortunate. Though Prabhupada has made fortune for us. And always disturbed. Rupadita, always. So let's begin. Are we all ready? Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. By the way, we are about to start performing one yajna. You know that? Like this is studying Srila Prabhupada books is a yajna. It's a sacrifice. We are offering to Prabhupada and the Lordships, this class. Like we are here together and putting our heart and soul in this. So what I discuss based on teachings of Srila Prabhupada, how beautiful picture it is, huh? Deep meditation. Actually, Srila Prabhupada's book should be our life and soul. Once we should pray for taste. No need to put any extra efforts. We should pray for taste. I just get little taste in Prabhupada's book and automatically. Like for example, if somebody tastes nectar, then nobody will force him, you drink nectar, you drink nectar, you drink nectar, right? Or is it? His own, he get the taste. Like we are coming out from outside, Vishprakash Prabhu's example, outside is very hot, and we come and we get one thanda glass of laban, shikanji, whatever you like, panakam, and we drink one. Nobody forces us, oh, Prabhuji, give me more, give me more, like that. So I'm just saying that this is the taste those who have got the taste get from Prabhupada books. They will do nothing else but try to read it. Because even in material world, any successful person, please have his interview, any successful person, and say, what is the reason of your success? What that person say, I read books. Maybe he reads books for his own subjects, his own, whatever he's doing, his business or things like that. But you won't find a single successful person in this world who doesn't have knowledge. We are reading Prabhupada books to gain that knowledge. And knowledge is so blissful. Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita that my devotee who is in knowledge, he is most dear to me. For that we have to read Bhagavad-Gita. And if we don't read, then even telling others to read or distributing the books becomes like very superficial. It's not the activity which will please or it will be successful unless we do ourselves. This is the moment where we do and then preach. Hare Krishna. Dhanapranam. We are discussing about you only, Prabhuji. We will give the example when we are outside in hot weather and we come inside and somebody gives us a glass of panakam, cold panakam. We don't stop. Give me more. 1, 2, 3. We heard from you. So that taste comes and necessity comes because we know what is heat outside. So once we have that understanding that sansara daval yavli loka, this is burning outside, then when we read Prabhupada books, we really get that shelter in the books. And then nobody forces us. We just keep on reading. Like we drink Panakam. So, Susukum Kartum Avyayam. This process is very, very blissful. We are not here for any tapasya. We are not here for doing big yagyas. Even duty worship cannot do properly in this age because of Dwapar. It's very, very detailed process. We make mistakes in that. But this is the process of Kali Yuga, of reading Prabhupada books, gaining the knowledge, building that firm conviction in the process, and chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We just want to stay on this slide and go nowhere else because we are discussing more Prabhupada and his books. But we have subject matter to discuss today. Our today's subject matter we have to discuss. So we'll move ahead. Okay. So this chapter 9 is divided into these many 5 sections. These shlokas are brought in together. We can all see 9.1 to 3 is the hearing about the Krishna. The importance, qualification, disqualifications. 4 to 10, Aishwarya Gyan. We will discuss some shlokas within these chapters so that we have a quick recap of that. 11 to 15. Krishna mentions about characteristics of non-worshippers and worshippers, devotees and non-devotees. 16 to 25, Krishna, the supreme object of worship, where Krishna gives his Aishwarya, the details of that. And then 26 to 34, which is today's topic, is about glories of directly worshipping Krishna. Now 26, 27 and 28, they are clubbed together. So 28, when we follow shloka 26 and 27. The outcome is mentioned in 28. So these three are to be read together. Now in shloka number 1 to 3, some important verses we can just. So in shloka number 1 to 3 of this chapter 9, it is mentioned about hearing about Krishna's qualifications and disqualifications. So in this, we are seeing that disqualification. Ashasavana Purusha Dharmasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Sansar Vartmani. So what attracted me towards this shloka is Shraddha. Here it is talking about Ashraddha, but Shraddha. Now, if one has Shraddha, then this is qualification. Ashraddha, this is disqualification. So in this definition of Shraddha from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter 62 shloka. Shraddha शब्द विश्वास कहे सुदृढ़ निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कैले सर्व कर्म कृत है. Prabhata Prabhuji, would you read the English?
Shraddha is confident, firm faith that by rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. Such faith is favorable to the discharge of devotional service.
So, 9 process of bhakti starts with Shraddha. Sadhu Shraddha, Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivritti. So, this is the foremost qualification, and here it is mentioned that one should have the faith. Shraddha in English translated as faith. One has faith that while performing the transcendental loving service for Krishna, then all the activities are automatically performed. Whether it's yajna, whether it's charity, whether it's tapasya, only by performing devotional service to Krishna, everything is performed, is achieved. We have to develop the deep faith. I am still in the process, this sadhana bhakti, and this shraddha. Actually, for me, it's not easy to come by because of so much previous baggage I am carrying. In chapter 2, Krishna says, Vyasatmika buddhi. Vyasatmika buddhi means that the same. If I perform transcendental loving service, I am only focused on bhakti towards Lord Krishna, all other subsidiary services are done. All the activities are done. Vyasatmika buddhi hi एक है करुनंदना बहुशाखानंत्याशय बुद्धि अवसायना. So my buddhi is avasai if I am not focused, and I am not focused because I don't have shraddha in the process. Full shraddha. I have a beginner shraddha, but I don't have full shraddha. And then Krishna again says why it is not happening, because of kama. After this, Krishna explains, kamasthya jnana prapadyante devta. Those whose intelligence are bewildered by kama, then they, for their own satisfaction, whatever desires there, they go to different demigods. Tam niyamastaya prakriti, and then due to that, performing those particular rituals, they get the results accordingly. But there is no shraddha in the process of transcendental loving service to Krishna. It's not there. And then what happens here? Krishna very categorically says, those who don't have shraddha, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Mrityu sansar vartmani. Punarapi janma, punarapi marna, punarapi janani jathare shayana. Shraddha is the start. And then further in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:31-14, यथा तरोर मूल निषेचन तृप्यन्ति तशाक तृप्यन्ति तत्छन्द भुजोपशाखा प्राणोपहारश्च यतेन्द्रियन्तं तथैव सर्व अहम् अच्युतेज. Not very clear. This is very small. But are you able to read it, Prabhuji, from the beginning? Yeah.
As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach involves the senses and limbs of the body. Simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So in the beginning, few years back, I would hear from Prabhupada this example, watering the root of the tree. And very much like this example because this we all see. It's very practical. We cannot just water the roots, the trunk and the trees, leaves, because it's of no use. The same topic we discussed where we mentioned about Kamastata Hridgyana. The same is discussed here. That if we are pouring the water on the leaves, on the trunk, it's like doing worship of devatas. This will bear no fruitful results to us. This will not actually bring us our ultimate result. And it is mentioned here that transcendental loving service to the Krishna is like pouring the water on the roots of the tree. If we are going in a garden and we see that gardener taking the pipe and just watering the tree on the leaves, what we'll do? We'll laugh at him and maybe we'll tell him what you're doing. Are you fool? We'll say like this. You don't know this? Similarly, if you are not performing transcendental loving service to Krishna, then our situation is like that gardener. These examples are there to bring a deep impact in our hearts. We should ask, is it like I'm a chaste wife? Chaste wife will not just focus on her husband. Am I just focused on Lord Shri Krishna or my like broken names? When I take the names of the Lord, they are broken because we are not feelingly and lovingly taking the names of the Lord. They are broken means we are offering something which is not with full faith, which is not full of purity, which is full of so many offenses. Like broken names. Similarly, our Shraddha is broken. I'll perform service of Krishna, and then when I get various festivals, I'll perform service of other demigods also. Then Krishna says they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So choice is ours. Actually, this we should not discuss in great detail because we have to quickly go to today's shloka. But now, these are the shlokas on the various we discussed on the first slide about categorization of these shlokas. So in 9.10, it is what Krishna is explaining about his prakriti. Maya dakshina prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagati parivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. And then further Krishna explains about the definition of Muda. Ajananti ma Muda manushim tanum ashritam param bhava jananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fool deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as Supreme Lord of all that be. And then about devotees. We discussed about devotees, worshippers and non-worshippers. The 14th explains about non-worshippers. 11 about non-worshippers and 14 about worshippers. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dadavata namastasya ma bhaktya nityayukta upasate. In this, always chanting my glories, enduring with great determination, bound and down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. And finally, 22. अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना परिपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. Those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Now we'll come to today's shloka, but before that, what we have discussed are these. All these shlokas are clubbed together describing various topics. So within these shlokas, within these range of shlokas, we have taken some particular shlokas which actually is pertaining to this description. Now, today the glories of directly worshipping Krishna is what we will discuss in some detail. So as we discussed in the beginning, 26, 27 and 28 are related. So please Prabhuji, please read this. What is written?
Krishna requests that one worship him with devotion, even using a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or some water. Or one can offer Krishna the austerities and charities he performs. Such offering will free one from all reactions to work. With one's mind thus fixed on Krishna, the worshippers will come to Krishna.
So this is a summary of all three shlokas. When 26 Krishna says, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, a fruit or water, I'll accept it. So this is the initial beginning of that. And then further Krishna explained this topic in next shloka. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, or whatever austerities perform, do that, O son of Kunti is offering to me, which is today's shloka. And what is the outcome? In 28th, in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So by these two shlokas, following these two shlokas, the 28th shloka gives us the what is the result of this. And this is briefly summarized in this. I'll just repeat the outcome. With one's mind thus fixed on Krishna, and mind is fixed on Krishna, which is explained in shloka number 26 and 27. Whatever we do offering as an offering to Krishna. And also mentioned, then what will happen? The mind will get fixed on Krishna and the worshipper will come to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gives one example in this regard. The shloka is Rasomapsu Kanteya, Prabhas Misa Suryo, Pranav Sarvedeshu, Sabdakhe, Parush Nashum. Krishna says that when we drink water, Prabhupada explains about how a devotee thinks about Krishna. He thanks Krishna whenever he drinks water. That Krishna, this water I am drinking, how it has originated. Scientists say that you mix two hydrogen and one oxygen molecule, you'll get water. But Prabhupada says no. From where hydrogen has come? From where oxygen has come? What is the source? Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, matta sarvam prabhava. Everything comes from me. So if you the same topic of faith in words of Krishna, they'll not pay heed to scientists. Scientists just know the process. But Krishna says that I am the source of everything. Yes? Aham sarvasya prabhavo, matta sarva pravate. Iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhav samanvita. So then, with that understanding, whatever we see, we link it to Krishna. And this is what today's shloka is. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, give away, austerities perform, do it as an offering to me. Remember me. And Prabhupada goes to extreme extents. He gives example of a drunkard. He says a drunkard is drinking. Now, if he just at this point of time thinks about Krishna, Krishna is providing everything, even this provided by Krishna. Prabhupada says he will be purified with that thought. Because uh, Krishna says, Rasam apsu konteya. And that taste of water. So he says, every taste, not only water, every taste comes from Krishna. Sarva karana karanam. Krishna is the origin of everything. So, till we are fully engaged in that Navda Bhakti, where we Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, you just read the shloka, with that determination, we always do Kirtan of Krishna till that moment, when we are fixed in Navda Bhakti, whatever we are seeing around us, we should link it to Krishna. Prabhupada always gives example of family. Whose family is this? This is Krishna's family. I am caretaker. Whose money is this? Krishna's money. Prabhupada gives example of that cashier, a bank cashier, bank teller. Cashier never tells this money belongs to me. If he says, then people laugh at him. Similarly, if we say this money, this family belongs to me, then somebody in knowledge, if he sees us, will laugh. What foolish things he's saying. We are like, Prabhupada again gives an example. We are like in a sarai. Sarai means where people come and eat, or just sit for some time, eat and then go their way. So we are together. He gives example of family. We are together in a sarai. We are just at one place. Everyone eats and goes their own way. Similarly, based on our karma, based on our devotional service, everyone in our family will go to their respective destinations. Just a matter of time, few years. And then we have to drive our plane. Like nobody will be with us at that time. Not even devotees, because that journey we have to do on our own based on what we have done. So it's a saying that this life will determine our next life. So what we are doing in this life, accordingly, ye yatha mam prapadyante. As we reciprocate with Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. If we are in pure devotional service to Krishna, Krishna will not, he's Achyuta. He'll never miss to reciprocate. But the thing is that we are here. Now, one interesting point comes. This is Durga. We are in this material world. This is Durga, where Durga Devi is the one who is taking in charge of this Durga. Now, any jail, a person goes, his sentence is defined. Okay, 10, 20, 30, or sometimes life sentence. But for us, what is the sentence time? It depends on us. Krishna has given us freedom. How many years you want to stay here? You want to enjoy? Stay. What Krishna says? Dha, Dhyate Jagat. No. About exploiting the material energy, jivas are exploiting the material energy of Krishna. Dharate Jagat. Idam Dharate Jagat. Idam Dharate Jagat, yes. So, material energy of Krishna has been exploited by the margin energy of Krishna. We need examples on this. Let's discuss some examples. What you think is objects of enjoyment in this world, please share. What are the objects of enjoyment here? What we desire? Palatable food, okay, very nice. More? Property? Property like house, big house, bungalow. Money, yes. Money buys like so many things. People will say car, phones, vacations, what all. This is what they do. Sex life people do. So many things. So, whatever is being created here, for example, property, Prabhupada explains, property just doesn't come on its own. Property is made of material elements. Nobody has created these material elements from this world. It's all there, come from Mahat Tattva, like five elements. And then these are transformed. From the earth, the extraction of iron, extraction of certain chemicals to make the cement, make the bricks, steel, plastics, everything. Actually, Prabhupada says when we are engaged in such transformation of material elements, it's called Ugra Karma. It's not palatable, it's not conducive for our bhakti. That's why Prabhupada preferred farm communities. At my stage in devotional service, I should be always looking for what is favorable for my devotional service. That is most important. Anything unfavorable circumstances, I willingly get into fall down starts. Dhyayate Vishayan Punsa, just think about something which senses want. Sangaste Supajayate, attachment comes. Chapter 2 only. It's the beginning of Gita. Sangha Sanjayate Kama, then lust arises. I want to have this. I want to have this at any cost. Kama, Krodha, Vijayate. If our lust is not satisfied, we'll become angry, we become frustrated. Even if sometimes we don't show anger, in our heart we are very morose, frustrated. I couldn't get this thing or this, whatever. Krodha Bhavati Sammoha, get bewildered. Sammoha Smriti Vibhrama. Our intelligence is lost. No. Smriti Bhramshat Buddhinasho. Buddhinasha Pranashyati. Khel khatam. Sinda. Ye dharate jagat. Punarapi janma. Punarapi marna. Punarapi janni thare shana. Yes, be happy. Everyone is happy. Yes, everyone is happy. Prabhupada also explains, are we this body or spirit soul? All of us are bodies? Yes. You are spirit soul, all of others are bodies. Only Kshitij here is spirit soul, rest all of us are bodies. So we are spirit soul, chapter 2, भाई बार बार उसको पढ़ना होगा. We have to read again and again to get some faith, Shraddha that we are spirit soul. Again read, okay. Again read. So Krishna, till first 30 shlokas, he emphasizes that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. So when we are spirit soul, how something material can satisfy us? This is a question by Prabhupada. How objects can satisfy us? How something made of these elements satisfy us? They cannot. And what are these objects are satisfying the senses? Our, that knowledge acquiring sense, our eyes, ears. Prabhupada says, our eyes will want something good to see, tongue will want something good to taste, ears want to hear, smell, and then he gives examples of various animals who get trapped. You remember? You remember, Chitish? For example, smell. The deer example is given. That he will smell from where this is coming, this beautiful, nice smell, and she keep on running, exhaust himself. And ultimately the tired deer will be captured. Tongue, what is the example of tongue? Fish, very nice. Please explain. Palatable. You are the one who said nice food, but you said Krishna Prasadam, right? But the example comes to you only. You said, and then look, this comes to you. It's Krishna's arrangement.
So on the hook which is there, some palatable food.
Palatable worms. Give it.
Yeah. So once he eats and then he goes there and he gets stuck
Stuck in there? Yeah.
and just for eating that thing, it comes
Exactly. Exactly. Very well. Then the example of skin. About elephant, she elephant, how she will rub, take the elephant in the ditch. She will escape, the elephant will fall in the ditch. Flute also an example of deer only, that hunter will play the flute and then. So then Prabhupada says, these animals are just being influenced by one sense, and we are influenced by all five senses. So what will be our destination? If if we are not careful in directing, we cannot control desires. We have to direct desires towards Krishna. This is the today's topic. Whatever you eat, whatever you offer, direct towards Krishna, channelize towards Krishna. That is the only way. Uh, so this is what it is mentioned about Indriyas. Durdant Indriya, Kalpas, we are like snakes. Damasprayata Vishwam Sukhata. If these senses are controlled, then only this whole world will be happy. And nectar instruction also mentioned. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jivya udar upasta vegam, itan vegan surushe dhira, sarvam sishyat. So this is there. Unless we control senses, how will offer to Krishna? What we eat, how will offer to Krishna unless our tongue is controlled? How we will give any austerities for Krishna? Whatever we do, offer to Krishna. Unless senses are controlled, this is not possible. It's very difficult. Just saw our dear Aditya has come. Hare Krishna Beta. And welcome back. And it's very nice that you just came and you are attending this program. That means you are keeping your Krishna conscious intact in USA. Huh? Prabhuji was also saying you go to temple also nearby. Huh? It's nearby. So we are very, very grateful and very, very happy and praying for you. Please continue on this journey. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for bringing him. Hare Krishna. So, okay. Let's see the translation. I'll read again. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities perform, do that, O son of Kunti, Kunti as an offering to me. We already discussed this shloka. That unless our intelligence is focused, we cannot do that. Now, the question is how we do that. Krishna says, do this, do this, do this. But how? So this is where we have to engage our intelligence. Our intelligence should be focused only for satisfaction of Krishna. And Krishna doesn't say, I am satisfied if you do some tapasya in some Himalaya. He doesn't give any impractical advice. Yes? Yes or no? What Krishna is saying, your daily activities, just please offer to me. Remember me at least. Not a big ask. Anyone you have fallen in love? Like infatuations in our younger age when we were small. Now these kids, they are saying no, but maybe they have something going on. It's a human tendency. But this is the example given by Sri Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, as a lover remembers the beloved, never forgets. Do we have that intensity for Krishna? I always forget Krishna. Maybe I remember in between. In the day, full time forget, and in between patches where I remember little. Not other way around, where I always remember and sometime I forget Krishna. No, always forget, sometime remember Krishna. In between. This is me. So, unless and until my buddhi is Vyasatmika buddhi eke kurunandana, it's not a Bhau Shakha. I want to do everything in this world. I want to have nice property. I want to have nice foodstuffs. I have to have nice car. Prabhupada says no problem. Even if we have, devotees don't have to live like a pauper. Prabhupada used word, devotees can live comfortably. But don't have our comfort standard of 5-star like that. Live comfortably. Don't tax your body. Live a nice, decent life. Have everything, but as an offering to Krishna. Prabhupada says in his lecture, make a big building. Make it, no problem. But make it as temple of Krishna. You also live there. Not other way around. When people do big building and then temple, we have to search where it is in some corner. No, like that. We have to have prominent. In Kuwait, we are nicely following this. Huh? Every home, as soon as we enter, is Krishna temple. Every home it is there. We don't see it in India. In our relatives' home, we see no. Some in the room, somewhere in the corner, some little. But we have to ask, where is the mandir? I want to go to mandir. चलो अंदर. फिर अंदर जाके एकदम वहाँ पे मंदिर है. Then we do obeisances and come back. Here nobody need to ask. You enter, there is a temple. So that's what Prabhupada says. In the home, Krishna is in the center. Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna's family, Krishna is the proprietor. कृष्ण का परिवार है, वही स्वामी है. श्री भक्ति ठाकुर प्रेस. मानस देह गेह जो कुछ मोर, तुआ द्विपद अर्पिलु नंद किशोर. मानस mind, देह means body, गेह means घर. Anything else I have, property, bank balance, whatever, I offer to you, Krishna. If I don't offer, anyway it will be taken away. Huh? Anyone is there who will always keep their properties, their bank balance? It's a matter of short time actually, but we are very attached. I am very attached. What to do? The only way is to associate with devotees like you who inspire, read Prabhupada books and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then further, we discussed these two slokas already. We are ahead of this. And then one more related sloka to this, where Arjuna asked in chapter 2, Sthit pragya ka bhasa samadhistha keshava stadhi kim prabhaseta kim asita vrajet kim. तो अर्जुन पूछ रहे हैं कि स्थित प्रज्ञ जिसकी इंटेलिजेंस इज फिक्स्ड, how he speaks, how he sits, how he walks, what are his activities. When Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yad Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmani Atmana Tushta Sthita Pragya to Uchyate. Same topic we have been discussing. Prajahati Yada Kaman, all the desires should be given up, made out of mental concoction. Actually, Prabhupada explains desires can't be given up. As we are living entities, desires will always be there. Prabhupada uses very nice word. What is that? Daute. Thank you, Prabhuji. Daute our desires to Krishna's desire, and then we'll be happy. Some glimpses we are getting, like I'm getting some little glimpses of what happiness is. Some little glimpses, but what about this whole ocean of happiness? It's waiting for us. But then we have to bring Krishna in our lives. We have to bring Krishna. And then purport. I'll just read the purport. Thus, it is duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. Okay? Okay, these two slokas in Bhagavatam. Not forget Krishna in any circumstances. I thought like what Bhagavatam says in this regard. So, Dharma projita kyatav atro parmo nirmatsaranam satam vidyamasam atra vastu shidam tratap unmulanam. So that what Prabhupada says, as long as the living entity is trying to master the material nature, we discussed this topic. We discussed, you remember, how we are trying to master the material nature by exploiting. Living entity is trying to exploit the material nature. And we know how it is being done. Everyone is talking about this. Everyone. Now you see in the company's ESG, environmental social governance. What they say? How environmentally sustainable you are running your operations. This has become a big thing. Anyone wants funding for these companies, companies have to show their ESG report. How I am not damaging the environment. Otherwise, they will not get funding. So many banks have their rules and regulations. Now you cannot further deteriorate. So Krishna says, Yaya Dharate Jagat, this living entities, 5,000 years back Krishna said, now they are realizing that this exploitation has gone to an extent where you see the climate change, totally imbalanced. Sometimes excess heat, excess rain. Krishna said it 5,000 years back. This is going to come because living entities are exploiting the material nature. Yaya Dharate Jagat. Then Prabhupada says in the purport, as long as living entity is trying to master the material nature, there is no possibility of becoming servant of Supreme. Service to the Lord is rendered in pure consciousness of one's spiritual identity. By service, one is immediately freed from material encumbrances. Jivera Sarup Hoye Krishnera Nityadas. This is the ultimate truth. Those who have forgotten this, Mrityu Sansar Vartamani, Punarapi Jananam, keep on going. That's the only one truth. And then further, and the next sloka, Saya Punsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Adokshade Ahetuk Apratyata Yayatma Suprasidati. The only way we can be happy in this world is by serving the lordships. Ahetuki, without any motive and without stopping. Prabhupada gives an example of material enjoyment. And what is difference between material and transcendental? Material enjoyment cannot last for long. Anything you say, by eating and by doing whatever else, whatever they do, this cannot last long. Very finite, very short period of time. And then it ends with lamentation. Like somebody drinking. Very nice example of New Year. They drink late night, drink. In the mornings, they are so much like down, they are just vomiting or they are just lying down somewhere, totally unconscious. So that is outcome. That is outcome. Any material enjoyment will have. Can you give an example of any material enjoyment where outcome is not distressful? No, it's not possible. But still, we'll do. Why? Devesha Gunamai Mamaya Duratya Mahadev Prapadyante Maya Metante. This is very difficult to come out of this tendency for common people, and even devotees struggle sometimes with Maya. So many times. Because she is there, her duty. It was mentioned in the lecture, Maya will pay special attention to devotee. Because this Jivatma is trying to go out of this web. So I have to pull him or her back. For others, they are already entangled, so no need of paying much attention. They are happy here. They are thinking they are happy, so let them be there. I have to focus on devotees. So what is our situation now? Krishna says, my Maya, three modes is very difficult to overcome. And she's focusing on us. She will find out our weaknesses. Every one of us has some weaknesses. So please be careful. Kama, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogun, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, any one of our weakness is there, she will attack that. And as it is our weakness, we may get entangled. So Prabhupada says, the Vedas prescribes two different types of occupation for human being. One is called Pravarti Marg, or path of sense enjoyment, and other is called Nivritti Marg, or path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior and the path of sacrifice for the supreme is superior. Prabhupada gives examples, if I recall, of Pravarti Marg and Nivritti Marg. Pravarti Marg is like childish behavior. Example of a credit card. Like some past good credits are, the bank is giving us some loan and we just enjoy, finish it off. Then we have to pay with interest. Nothing comes for free in this world, right? Every second counts. We are responsible for every second of life we live. If you sleep more, Prabhupada says 6 hours. If you sleep more than 6 hours, then we are responsible. We are in mode of ignorance. What to do? Sometimes it exceeds. Everyone is yogi here. Only 6 hours or less. Everyone. No, I'm. For me to exceed 6 hours. What to do? It's not easy. And this is Prabhupada's instructions. Wake up every day at 4 o'clock. Sometimes it becomes late. Especially Fridays we see. Friday, Saturday. Mind is cheating so much. Even if we don't sleep in the morning, then we'll catch up in the afternoon. Then maybe 2 3 hours. We'll catch up the morning time. But mind is cheating me. Mind says sleep more, sleep more. And that actually this is the lowest mode of Tamoguna. So the point is Maya will look at our weak points, so please be on guard. I'm telling to myself, please be on guard. Otherwise, we're discussing about Pravarti Marg and Nivritti Marg. So immediate sense gratification leads us to Pravarti Marg, path of sense enjoyment, and Nivritti Marg is path of renunciation. Actually, we have been taught Yukta Vairagya. We are neither renouncers, we are neither enjoyers. We are accepting whatever is given on behalf of Krishna and utilizing in his service. As simple as this is the today's shloka. Whatever we do it for Krishna because this is Krishna's property. It's very simple actually. Bhakti life is very simple, but it becomes complex when we start to claim our ownership. That is where complication starts. My family, my money, my this, my that. Then life becomes very complex. But if we utilize in service of one's Guru and Krishna, it's a simple life. Not easy to do. For me, I'm struggling sadhaka. But always get great inspiration from these words of Krishna. That is our hope. And Prabhupada's purport especially. They're like, when we are distracted, they'll bring us back on the line. Immediately, Prabhupada's purports are so nice. Sometimes you have something going on in your mind and we hear a lecture or we hear, if we read the purport, immediately we'll get the instructions from Prabhupada. How it happens? Krishna is Paramatma, always instructs us. Okay. In the purport, further it is Prabhupada saying, everyone has to work for the maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. In the Bhagavad-Gita, the slok is, Yagyarth karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartha karma kauntaya mukta sangha samachara. Prabhupada writes in purport, वर्णाश्रम चारुता पुरुषेण परः पुमान विष्णुर आराध्यते. Vishnu Puran 388. This is the great art of doing work, and in the beginning this process requires very expert guidance. So exactly today's shloka, when we are offering everything to Krishna, Prabhupada says we need guidance of one's guru, spiritual master and senior devotees. Then this process we can really implement in our lives. This is like Vigyan. When we are reading, when Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, you just do it as offering to me. This is knowledge. But one's respective guru and senior devotees, when they get us to this path, it is Vigyan. Yagyartha is the word where exactly this is today's shloka, where everything we do, Yagyarth means everything we do it as an offering to Krishna. And here Krishna says, do it as an offering to me. So exactly the same message in chapter 3, Karma Yoga, and now again in chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. And then further Krishna gives this instruction in shloka number 30. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmama bhutva yuddhasya vigata jvara. What Prabhupada says in this is very clearly this verse very clearly indicates the purpose of Bhagavad-Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties. As if in military discipline, such an injunction may make things a little difficult. Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna because that is the constitutional position of the living entity. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. This rings a bell. What has been explained in today's shloka, this is further explained in details. Whatever is being done, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa. Actually, what is explained here, where Krishna says that you engage in your duties. Similarly, what he is saying in 9.27, therefore, Arjuna, surrendering all works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires of profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free of lethargy, fight. So it's not like Krishna is instructing something impractical. Whatever is being done, that was the duty of Arjuna. Here Krishna is saying, whatever we do in our daily lives, whatever we eat, whatever we offer, whatever austerities we perform, just offer to Krishna. Further, in the purport it is mentioned, everyone has to eat something to live, therefore he should accept the remnants of food offered to Krishna. So this little shloka in Gita, yagya shishta ashina santo muchyante sarvakilvisha bhunjate te agam papa yen pachantyat atma karanat. Prabhupada explains, Brahma Samhita 538, Premanjana Churut Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiv Hrideshu Vilokyanti. Such devotees always perform yajna in different modes of devotional service, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Strong words is like strong medicine. I always see when Prabhupada is writing these purports, this applies to me because this is what I am supposed to follow. So we were discussing about proprietorship. If we claim proprietorship, what we are thieves. And we don't offer to Krishna, we are sinful. We have already discussed Yagya Shishtashino Santo. Whatever is offered to Krishna as an offering, Muchyanta Sarvakilvisha, all the sins get destroyed. Bhunjate agam papa, those who are eating just for cooking and eating, they are eating sins. Yena pachante atma, those who are cooking for their own self. So before coming to Krishna consciousness, before we get mercy of Srila Prabhupada, little bit we accepted. This was the situation. And this is the situation for everyone. Those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Yen pachante atma karanam, those who are cooking for their own. People don't cook also these days. They just eat outside. So this is further advancement. Further degraded. So Krishna is saying those who cook and eat, but this is more applicable to those who don't cook and eat outside. Yen pachantyat atma karanat. Yagya shishna sinto muchyante sarvakilvisha bhunjate te agam papa. Those are eating that food, they are eating sins. And Prabhupada also mentions the Narada Bhakti, Shranam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. These are the ideas in modes of devotional service. We discussed before, until and unless we have engaged, Prabhupada says even one of them, this Narada Bhakti is so potent, even one of them taken seriously, and we have acharyas for each of them, like Shranam, Parikshit Maharaj, Kirtanam, Sukadeva Goswami, etc., etc. And then Atma Nivedan is Amrish Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, both. So, unless and until we have this Shravanam and Kirtanam going on sincerely, this is a shloka for today. Yat karoshi yadasi, at least offer to Krishna. Once Vishprakash Prabhuji was mentioning that actually our bhakti is Shravanam Kirtanam. We may say that I learn and I'll offer to Krishna, this is all service. Prabhupada also encouraged devotees, but to a certain limit, certain years, not the full life earning and then saying I'll use it for Krishna. No. Prabhupada at that time wanted, of course, money to expand the society, and he encouraged those who were working in Leela Mritam. It was there, one of the disciples wanted to leave, as the Prabhupada said, no, just do what you're doing. In George Harrison, Prabhupada says, you just be there what you're doing. But that doesn't mean that what we are doing, we just be satisfied. We are here in Kuwait and everything is going on. My bhakti is going on. My job is going on. My home duties are going on. No, actually, this is something which has a time limit, not forever. Because we have to, and for that, I always think for myself, if I go to India, this is my like warming up session. I should not go India and then there, if I have a lot of time and I engage in some nonsense. Better stay in devotees here till that time, till I'm fixed, and I have full time engagement in India. It's not we just go and live with our family rather than we influencing the influencers. And we find, oh, I'm no more in devotional service. That is a dangerous situation. So till that time we are working here, we work and try to offer those fruits to Krishna in whatever capacities we can. But at the same time, we are preparing, making ourselves fixed and bringing in some purity in our hearts. That when we go back, at least we don't get influenced. Leave aside influencing others, but I don't get influenced. I am pakka in my devotional service. Because whosoever we meet in India, if we are staying somewhere, if we plan like that I go and stay with devotees, then we are safe. Otherwise, we experience when we go to India. I don't have to explain because you all go to India and we experience that people are not interested in Krishna consciousness. No one to discuss, but for us, we will always discuss. I am especially talking about me. Any nonsense is going on, either I'll try to leave or give them indirectly some hints about Krishna. For example, they will say, oh, this environment is so big problem. We quote Bhagavad-Gita. Look, Krishna is saying 5,000 years back. Ye Bharati Jagat. This is exploitation going on. Krishna already mentioned there. So they can connect. Prabhupada always says in purport of Bhagavatam, when we preach to anyone, we have to draw their attention. That Prabhupada, in that context, says is Vigyan. In that purport, he said, this is Vigyan, where we make the subject matter interesting to the other person. At the same time, we don't lose the main message from our acharyas. We should keep it intact, but make it interesting for them. That is the only way. If we start reciting slokas of Bhagavad Gita, nobody is interested. We just pick out something from Gita and give it to them. Look, this is where Krishna says, now this is the answer. They'll get it. My uncle, once in one Bhagavatam shloka, I will try to remember. I was talking to him on phone, and I remember that shloka because I thought he will like it. And I recite and read purport. He said, "So nice." He'll never read Bhagavatam, but that shloka was apt to him. He got very interesting. He said, "Send immediately to me this. I want to read the purport." That's how we make it interesting. Anyways, so also. Some related I could find in Bhagavatam. So in this, the Kunti Maharani's prayers and Parikshit saved, it's 8th chapter of Canto 1. So in this, it is mentioned, Santvayam Asa Munibir Hata Bandhun Sucharpitan Bhuteshu Kalasya Gatim Darshayana Prakatyam. So actually, this is the shloka where, please, Prabhuji, please guide me. This is is it Yudhishthir Maharaj? If I remember correctly. 184. Yudhishthir Maharaj. So, in this, citing stringent laws of Almighty and their reactions upon living and beings, Lord Sri Krishna and the Munis began to persuade those who were shocked and affected. So in this, Prabhupada writes in purport, the Lord's orders are clearly declared in Bhagavad-Gita, and that's what I thought it is today's order in today's shloka, so how it is related. Everyone should follow him only and his orders, and that will make all happy, both materially and spiritually. So what we hear today, I thought that this is the instruction we get from Srimad Bhagavatam, that whatever we hear from Lord Shri Krishna, we have to take it very, very seriously, and that will only make us happy. Actually, this is what Krishna is saying is the formula of happiness. If you offer to Krishna anything, Prabhupada says in Krishna consciousness, if you do or give anything to Krishna, what he says then? You will never be a loser. Just like that. I think we should close and keep some time for discussions. Maybe one more. So this is a very famous shloka, same chapter but prayers by Kunti. In 19th shloka, Kunti is praying, Maya Jaunika Achanam Adechajam Avyayam Na Lakshate Muda Drisha Nato Nate Dharo Yatha. So Prabhupada says Asuras are rebellious against authority of the Lord due to poor fund of knowledge and stubborn obstinacy which results from the misdeeds of the past and present. Less intelligent persons bow down before authority of Lord in the places of worship. For advance, it is beneficial to meditate upon him by active service. Prabhupada always, now this is active service. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, just do it for me, perform this service to me. So now, Prabhupada says just not just going down the temple as we generally see people do and going down to a Lord, but actually doing devotional service. Do some action for Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.